For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many.
Yes, and men shall come in the Lord's name, saying that they are the anointed, and deceive many. Esau has that thing. What's that thing called? That when they have the holograms, and they can make the holograms.
Blue Beam.
Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam. So Esau can have holograms of Buddha come out the sky. Esau can have holograms of Cesare come out the sky. And they're thinking, yeah, that the end of the world, or the end, the Lord's here. So, but the Lord already prophesied that. He said, no. He said, what did the Lord say? He said, what shall be the end of the? He said, many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed. So many people come in the name of the Lord. You've got people walking on the earth claiming to be the Lord in other countries, and people, like I think there's a guy, the white Jesus or something in the Philippines or something. And he walks around like he's the Messiah, and people.
Loads of them. There's loads of them.
There's loads of them.
Scandinavia all around.
Scandinavia and
Matthew 24, bro. That's what it says. There shall arise many false Christs.
So there's many of them. Yeah. Many of those people on the earth say, "I'm the anointed man," and then people will actually follow that person. They follow them. Was you gonna say something like that?
No, that's alright. Because I saw, the one of the article. Like in Africa, there's a guy, so-called white person, they call him like Yahweh.
Call him the Lord.
Yeah.
But he's a white man, and come on. And I bet you the people over there, they follow him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Jesus.
All this. Go on.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Yeah, you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. The Lord said, and you know what? Right now, war is actually happening. Right now in Syria, the Americans left the Kurdish peoples, and the Turkish people, the Turkish military is unleashed on them right now, after the Americans stepped aside from them. That's a war, right there and then, right in your face. So the Lord said you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars, but wars physically happening. And then there's rumors of other wars bubbling. Iran and America, that's getting heated. Russia and America, that's getting heated. The Middle East is already popping. The Middle East is already popping. But that's where Armageddon's going to take place. But what's going on is that the Lord said there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. So what's happening is there's wars all over the earth right now. Little skirmishes everywhere. All right? And rumors of wars, which is lining up with the scriptures.
Yeah.
So we know. Yep, go on. Go on.
It's like dogs that bark, man. You have like a pit bull fight, and they've got the harnesses on them, and you're holding them on the chains, you're holding them back before they fight.
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening between these guys, man. Because even when the whole thing happened in Syria, when America had the Kurds back to fight to so-called fight the problem there, it was some bullshit because the Turkish government couldn't wait to get their hands on. They were like a snarling dog, couldn't wait to get their hands on the Kurds because they're Edomites and they want to oppress the people, man. So it's just a matter of time before they came for them. And then in like fashion, majority.
Well, you know what? It's just go on.
The Kurds, man. Hey, just like all these different nations, they keep following after the ways of Esau, the devil, and actually not thinking, you know what, this man's gonna fuck us over.
Well, you know what that's like as well, bro. That's good though, because what happens is when America left, the Turkish army, the government, they unleashed on the Kurdish people, right? But then America's gone back in now and said they have to stop now, and that's building up that tension between them, because they're like, we want to bomb you motherfuckers, man. Esau hates Esau. So that's building up that tension for the destruction of America. Because what's going to happen to America is all its allies are going to turn against it. All the people that are so-called siding with America, they're going to turn against America. All right, so America's going to get bombed by Turkey. It's going to get bombed by England. It's going to get bombed by the Ukraine, by Poland. It's going to get bombed by England. It's going to get bombed by France. Everyone's going to turn against it, man. Babylon. So go on, let's keep finishing reading with what we got there, bro.
And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
So we're in the midst of wars. We're in the midst of rumors of wars. We're in the midst of riots, bro. Beirut is on fire, brothers, man. Beirut is on fire. Lebanon. Hey, the Lord said Lebanon is not sufficient to burn. The Lord said that. Because Lebanon's known for its great trees and
cedar trees and all that.
Yeah,
That's
cedar
why
trees.
it's on the flag.
It's on the flag
For Lebanon.
for Lebanon. But even Yahweh Shai, the Lord said Lebanon is not sufficient. Meaning, even as destroyed as Lebanon is, the Lord really don't give two shits about it, man. Who cares about the Israelites? So Lebanon is not sufficient to burn. Lebanon's burning right now.
What will I if it already be kindled?
So all these things the Lord said is happening.
Yeah.
Bro, the Barcelona, they're rioting against, because Spain's a divided country. Spain's a divided country anyway.
The Catalonians versus the different people in the Spanish language.
They have different ways. They have different dialects.
Yeah.
They have different ways they think, different policies or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's divided. But what's going on is that the Catalonians, which is that Barcelona region, they're rioting against the government because there's one government that rules over them, but they're just divided as a land. Now they're rioting. Now that could spread to the. You wanted to say something, brother?
No, because you said something which triggered my mind. You said that's one land, but it's ruled by another entity. Sort of like how Scotland and Ireland be feeling, because they were like, well, them fucks down in London, they're telling us what to do, but they themselves feel like they're a different people when it suits them.
That's why the United Kingdom soon to become the divided kingdom.
But really, they're all ruled by the international. Really, they're ruled by the international bankers, which is nothing but Rome, the Senate. So no matter what, no matter where, you might have the Catalonians, the Basque region, they're still ruled by the Senate.
It was united under Jacob, man. That's why you got the Union Jack. No?
Yep. So see, so the Lord said there's going to be wars, rumors of wars, uproars of the. No, keep reading, brother, because this is what the disciples asked him. When are you coming, Yahweh Shai? But when are you coming, Lord? So that's how we know Yahweh Shai is near to us. Go on, man.
See ye, be no trouble, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, so all these things have to come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because remember, the Lord said that the RFID chip, which is a major prophecy before the World War III, before the ultimate destruction, has to come to pass. So, but we're heading to that. Everything's leading to that. So all these things that happen on the earth, all these wars and rumors of wars, bro, what's the solution for all of this? We have to tame the people, bring in the martial law, bring in a chip. This will stop rioting. We have to control what's what, who's who.
I've got to back you up on that point. I've got an article, you can go into it. This is from The Guardian, and it reads, it says, the London ban on Extinction
Rebellions.
Yeah, risk a perilous erosion of public trust. Earlier this week, using Section 14 of the Public Order Act, the Metropolitan Police effectively banned the Extinction Rebellion's autumn uprisings.
So that's all these. Aren't they the same people right now by the House of Parliament?
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, there's thousands of people congregated by the House of Parliament. The Extinction Rebellion. Then what did it say? The Met Police by Article 40. It said, what did it say?
Using Section 14 of the Public Order.
So that means like riots and public disorder.
Yeah.
They have to quail it.
I don't know what the act goes into, but basically they've more or less banned them rioting. Basically, they ain't allowed to protest publicly, right? From the whole of London, it was a bold and unprecedented move, and it provoked predictably strong reactions from the Home Secretary, Priti Patel. It was a justified response to an escalating problem for Labour's policing minister, Louise Haigh. It was a grotesque overreaction, an extremely worrying attack on basic civil liberties.
So so people can't speak up and they can't, they
basically can't protest. That's basically
against anything.
Yeah. But the point is, the fact that they made a law, they've said, look, these laws ain't going to be allowed to protest. That shows you they're coming down.
They're nailing down
that martial law, basically, that you mentioned.
They're nailing down on anyone that speaks out. Because look, all those people right now by the Parliament that are upset about the Brexit and what's going on in British politics, bro, that's a build-up of things over the years. You know what I'm saying? And then the way they're doing it is congregating in that manner, which that could easily turn violent. Easily. You've got a congregation of 200,000 people. Go on, you want to say
so you said it could easily turn violent. I don't know if you saw when they pulled that protest off the London Tube, and they started stomping on
Stomping
it.
him out.
But this is, I gotta read that now.
I see
It
that.
says this.
That looked like Ezra's.
But that was the people, I think.
Yeah,
That
it was
weren't
the
even-
people, yeah.
Because they, and this, well, the article mentions it.
That was just citizens.
Yeah.
Going
They
to
said-
work and all that. Just
Cause they want to just look, man. I'm in a rat race right
I'm
now.
trying to
You're
get-
stopping me from getting my bread, my cheese.
And that's what they did, man.
Such a lesson is not confined to the police. Undeterred by the ban and the mounting numbers of arrests, more than 1,600 at the last count, Extinction Rebellion has counted its protests. Until now, it has generally been fairly careful about both its tactics and its targets. The decision by some of its supporters to disrupt the public transport system, targeting ordinary commuters in East London, Stratford.
Was that where that was? Canning
that was-
Town and that?
No, I thought it was Stratford Station.
Okay.
The central line going towards the city.
They pulled him off the train.
Yeah. It said seemed ill-judged and largely backfired in the court of public opinion. So they did that little protest and it backfired in the court of public protest. So the public didn't agree with that protest. So they're even against it. But they don't know that you never know when these situations could be Asian provocateurs. Basically, and this is the goal. The goal is to make the people give up their rights. So what they do, they have a Asian provocateur that basically goes out there and riots or protests in a domain that affects the public, and the public don't agree with it. And then what they do in turn, they speak up and say, look, man, you need to police these people protesting, these people rioting, because it's disrupting our day-to-day lives. So then what comes about? More restrictions, man. But at the end of the day, all that's gonna happen is the words that are written inside of the book. We're seeing uproars of the people. That means the Lord's coming, man.
Yep.
No matter what tactics they're using, what other little mind games they're doing, hey, prophecies are coming to pass.
Yep. And you know, when the people start, the thing is, you're gonna have all these governments and, you know, the laws in place, but when the mob loses it, you've lost it.
Yeah.
Because now they're gonna start burning down the buildings that they so-called respect, tearing through. Look, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. What's gonna happen is when the mob loses it, what happens, man? They start losing it to the people in the rulership, man.
Yeah.
So really, the elites, things are happening beyond their control. They're happening beyond their control, man. The Lord, and who's mustering it? Yahweh Shai, because this is what he said before he comes. He's gonna have all hell on the earth.
And the thing is with the elites, they look like they want it to get out of control. So then they can say they can come down with the strong arm of the Lord, along the long arm of the law, and basically, smack the gavel down on everyone and put everything in order. Say, look, you need order now, man.
No, shook off. I'm just telling my brothers.
Okay. Go on, that.
This is Matthew again, 24 and 6 and 7. For nation shall rise against nations.
And that's happening now, bro. That's happening right now. There's wars happening as we speak, man. All right? It's happening as we speak, man. And then the general people are going up against their governments everywhere on the earth. Really, they're rioting against Rome, the system.
Yeah.
Go on, that. Because this is a global network we're talking about here. But you just might think, Lebanon, that's their issue. No, what happens there affects here. What happens in Spain affects here. What happens here affects the rest of Europe. What happens,
geopolitics.
What happens in America affects the world. Because it's one world system, man. It's the new world order. It's the system of the elites. This is their system, man. And it's crumbling. Go on, that.
And kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines.
And there shall be famines. When all these riots and that kick off and then the government shuts down, what happens to your food store? Because who controls the economy of money and the food that comes in and out of it? The governments, man. So when there's no more of that going on, what's going to happen? Whatever's left in the stores is what's going to be just there till it's taken and stripped away. Then what? Then there's nothing coming in and out. It's all locked down.
We got a good example that we went through the 2011 riots of the strength of Mark Duggan. What happened? You had all the people boarding up their shops basically. Because what happens usually when people start writing, there's byproducts of writing. One of them being looting, all right? Rioting and looting. It goes hand in hand. So when the people start looting, what do the people that have shops that basically their bread and butter, which feeds them, what they do now, they go into defense mode. They put up boards and they stand in front of their stores, and that's what they're doing all over London, all right? So what does that do? That means there ain't no more food. They're looking at you like you're coming to loot my store. They ain't looking at you like, you know, oh, come in and boss man, I want to buy a little bread and some milk. They ain't thinking about that no more. So, but the ultimate, it says there's going to be famine, man. And that's what's going to happen. All of these things go hand in hand.
And the pestilence and the earthquakes.
That's it's funny because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking when you have famine and lack of food, you also have a lack of sanitation, man. It basically the whole system, the whole governance, the whole system, the world as you know it, ceases from its natural rhythm. So you'd have the people like you have the people that collect the rubbish. They ain't gonna be collecting rubbish no more because they ain't got no food, and they might not be getting paid because the financial system being messed up. All right. So then you have disease outbreak because you have more garbage left over. All right. Do you have a lack of bread? It all goes hand in hand, man.
Adds up, man.
Yeah. It's a cycle. It's a circle of what's that word? Of repercussions, more or less. When one thing happens, it has a spiral effect on everything, man.
Spanning the work.
Yeah.
It's a scramble, because then but that's how we know we're at the end of Esau's world, because everything just becomes a great scramble right now.
Yeah.
Until it all collapses. Everyone just scrambling around, no one knows what to do, everyone's arguing. Every time you turn on the news, there's different people just arguing about what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, while that's happening, other people are rioting in the planet-wide. So this place Rome is crumbling. And it's a blessed thing, man. Hey, Yahweh Shai said, when you shall see these things, lift up your heads, for your redemption is nigh. So we're close to his return. And it's going to be where all is so fucked on the earth, you're going to need a savior. Which the people don't know, we know. But
that's it. Their savior is going to be, man, you know what? There's a good, I did a video on it, man. But there's a good, it didn't really hit me in the head because I was following it until I really saw the end of it. But they had this guy, man, Tom Hickman, I think his name is, or something like that. He's a story writer for Marvel Comics. You know about him, innit? That's for you. Basically, there was a X-Men series that came out recently called House of X and Power of X. They coincided one with another, and they're basically an extension of Days of Future Past. You know, all the post-apocalyptic X-Men series. There's one, I'll probably send the link to you, brother, so you can check it out. It's like 2.5 hours long for the whole breakdown. But basically, it's like, what they basically go into is transhumanism. They basically show you how the Sentinels and the humans, basically the Sentinels ultimately tell the humans that if you want to survive anymore, you're going to have to become a cyborg. So more or less take the chip, same kind of thing they showed you in the movie. So they basically become one, and then they go into ascension. After 1,000 years, they go into ascension.
And so, even in the X-Men, they show you concentration camps.
That's it.
The humans were getting, the mutants were getting carted off into the concentration camps.
But if you watch the series, it's good. And I'm trying to, but that's the same. This all the emotions of the people is going to one place. Esau's got a plan, an agenda, and it's going there. Even he's showing you these comic books, man. Every story, every great story, these movies show you always deals with something alluding to this word. So it's because the Lord's put out that vibration in the earth, man.
Yep. Because all these people, the masses, they're taking the chip.
That's it.
And they're getting hoarded into concentration camps.
There's no two ways about it, because that's the reason why I said all that. Their savior, their safety is where? In the system, man.
Yeah.
They ain't got nowhere else to go. When they need answers, who they going to? They going to the government. Well, these people they ain't got a brain in their damn head, man. A lot of these people, I realize, because I had some nigga that I know, some guy I know in the world do some shit that just opened my mind. He's quite a quote-unquote intelligent person, but I realized he lacks common sense. He don't have to put two and two together and make it come to four, basically. But you realize these people they ain't got a mind. They don't think, so they're ready for the chip, basically. They're walking blindly into the trap. What's up, sorry, bro?
You're walking zombies, man.
Go ahead, bro. Come here. What have you got?
This is Isaiah, starting from the top. Woe to the rebellious children, say the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with covering, but not of my spirit, that they may have sinners and to sin.
That's Jake, man. The rebellious children, you Israelites, man. The Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, 2/3 of our people, you're rebellious, man. So it says that take covering, but not of me. You know what I'm saying? That they may add sin to sin, man. So what does that mean? That means you take covering of Esau. You follow what this society says. You follow what this government says, and it's about to collapse. You're gonna collapse with it. You're going into a whirlpool of destruction with it. Go on, right?
That work to go down into Egypt, and you have not asked at my mouth.
Yeah, they walked to go down to Egypt. See, you can go back to ancient Egypt. Jake did the same thing. They walked to go down to the Egyptians for help, to the Egyptian government for help, so to speak, which the modern day Egyptian is the so-called white man. See, our people think that these devils are God. They think Boris Johnson is Jesus, bro. They think Boris Johnson or these politicians are God. They're nothing, they're nobodies. They've just been given the power on the earth right now, but they're nobodies. They're not gonna help you. They're gonna be looking for help themselves. So our people, they go down to Egypt for help. Jake asked at this society for help. Go on, man.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, so our people trust in the meaning they trust in the energy of this place. They trust in the spirit of this place. They trust in the policies of this place. When really, everything in this society should tell you that it's not for you. Everything in America should tell you Negroes and Hispanics it's not for you. But that shows you our people are the Israelites, because Israel couldn't let go of Egypt, man. Just like they can't let go today. Israel wants to hold on to Egypt. Yeah, let us build this society up. Let us build in this kingdom. That's how Jake thinks. This society's done, bro. It's through. Stick a fucking fork in it. It's finished. This kingdom's collapsing. The economy's about to crash. This society's done.
Therefore,
but our people are so, that proves we're the Israelites. Because our people will still hold on to this place even when there's fuck all left of it. This place can be down to its last pound and Jake will hold on to it.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the...
I wouldn't look too much into that shit going over there, bro.
Go on, no. Keep reading, bro.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your...
So the strength of Pharaoh, the strength of this society is going to be the shame of you Negroes, man, and Hispanics. You're going to be ashamed because you're going to be confounded because America's going down. You're all going to get chipped, the concentration camp, Rome is falling. Rome is falling, and when America's collapsing, which means the system of the world's collapsing. England, all of it is falling. So the Lord said that the strength of this place will be your shame, man. So you following the ways of this place is going to be your shame. But to us that follow the way of this word, that's our delight, man. Because at least we know what's happening, bro. You know, at least we know what's going on. You know, we're not in the dark. At least we know what's going on, man. Go on, man.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
And let's read that part again. This trust of the shadow.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
And the trust of the shadow of Egypt shall be Shalom, man. So the Lord said, the trust of the shadow of Egypt shall be your confusion. So our people, you're going to be very confused, man. No, you are already. But the Lord's going to make you super confused when it all collapses. Since you trust in Brexit, you trust in Boris Johnson, you trust in Trump. Jake loves this place, man. That proves we're Israelites, man. Because Jake loved Egypt, man. But the Lord said it's going to be your confusion. Because when it all crumbles, the scriptures talk about it. The sun and moon shall be darkened, meaning there will be no understanding. You ain't going to have no understanding of what's actually happening on the earth. You know, you're just gonna follow what's going on, what they tell you to do. You're gonna get hauled into them camps. You're taking the chip. So the trust in Egypt is gonna be your confusion, man. So it's better you trust in the word of the Lord than in this society, because this society is, you stick a fork in this place, man. It's done. That protest right now in Westminster, but that can very much turn violent right now as we speak. It probably is. They can start ripping the walls down of Parliament. Burning shit. Spain's on fire. Beirut's on fire. All these other countries are on fire, bro. And this place ain't, the Lord ain't forgot about this place neither, because, hey, this place has got sins that have reached to the heavens too. So this place is collapsing. Any of our people that keep following this place, you're gonna get confounded with it, man.
I got something to back you up. Going into Egypt.
So everything the Lord said is happening, man. Everything he said, man, the riots, the fire on the earth, these are all signs and tremors before his return, and we can see it, man.
There's Revelations 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
That's talking about America, that great city, and the dead bodies is talking about Jacob being symbolically dead to who they are, right?
Yeah. 21 and 16.
Because Jacob is dead. You Jakes, man, you're dead. You're dry bones, man. You are dry bones, man. So the Lord said your dead body shall lie in the sea. Go on, go on, The sea. Oh, okay.
The only thing Jake know how to do is work for Esau. Jake specializes in building Esau shit up and deconstructing their own self. Being self-destructive, man. How many times you gonna see it, man? These Jake just, self-implode, man. Look at your boy Errol, man. Drink driving. Jake only know how to do one thing, and that's fuck his own life up. But they'll work for Esau and build Esau's business up real good and proper. But when it comes to their own self, their own well-being, they don't have no wisdom, man. But that's the system of so-called white supremacy, man. Yeah. Our people are destroyed, man. They don't have the wisdom to do anything, man, but evil. But how to kill and maim themselves, not Esau. You know? It's fucking crazy, man. Go on, get that scripture.
Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wanders out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Right, because what's the life? The life comes from these scriptures, man. The knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which that was our heritage, man. That's what the Lord gave unto us, which was over and above all things. Before the land, before the gold, before the silver, the most precious thing that the Lord gave to us was the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which is in these scriptures, man. But we turn our nose up, we turn our back on that knowledge. But now look, we got a grievous wound. If I get that in go on.
I know, I'm gonna back you up. You said about life. John 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
That's right. These words, man, these words bring life, man. Action. Because not only do you need the wisdom, but you need to act. You need to act on it, man. And right now, our people ain't got the knowledge, wisdom, or understanding, man. That's why everything they do is self-destructive, man. That's why Esau let you, Jake, do whatever you want to do, because he's already trained you that anytime you got 5 or 6 Jake coming together, there ain't gonna be nothing constructive going on. It's gonna be deconstructive. That's how it is.
Got Jeremiah.
Yeah, get that.
This is Jeremiah 30 and 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous."
Our wound is grievous, man. If you look at our people, that's why nothing can heal it. Even if Jake get money, Jake still fuck up. Jake so-called get money. Well, there's Jake that's been getting money. They still fuck up. They still don't have no legacy. They whether they fuck up on drugs or they fuck around with the wrong people, end up in jail.
Read the next verse.
Because they lack wisdom. They lack knowledge, wisdom, or understanding to operate. This thing goes deeper than money. That's one thing in our people's minds. Like most Jake, they feel like money will solve all their problems.
No.
The main thing that you Jake are lacking
It's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. So even if you got the money, when you get the money, you don't know how to operate with that money. You don't know how to deal because you don't have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
I was even listening to that podcast, you know, them 3 Shots of Tequila podcast, and he had a rap man on there because he got a